Hello everyone, it's James. Hope you're all doing really well at home. It's very strange at the moment not being able to see everyone, and I know that's been quite difficult for some people because it's so different. The past couple of weeks we haven't been able to see each other like we usually would, so we don't pass each other in the corridor to say hello, we can't sit next to each other at lunchtime, we can't have a chat or a catch up like we might usually do at school. And that's really strange. Because of the coronavirus, we've been asked to stay inside as much as we possibly can, and that's to stop the virus from spreading and from other people getting ill. So some people will catch the virus and they'll be ill and then they'll get better again. Other people might be more vulnerable and the virus might affect them a bit differently. Some people might die from the virus. This is why it's really important for us to keep safe all the time and stay inside as much as we can, so it's much less likely that we will be able to pass the virus on to other people. Being told to stay inside is really different for a lot of us and quite a hard thing for us to do. For some of us, it's made us realise how much we need to go out of our own homes every day and do things like shopping, exercise, travel, seeing our friends and family. All of those things have had to change now because we've been told to stay inside as much as possible. Now that we can't do those things very often, some of us might feel worried or upset or a little bit trapped. So today, in this video, I want to talk about what we could do to help cope differently with how everything is at the moment. And this strategy that we're going to do together is something that I've used with a few people at school, and it's worked well to reduce our anxiety levels and allow us to be a little bit calmer. So hopefully you guys will find it useful too. Sometimes the amount of news and negative information on the telly can be really overwhelming. It seems like every few minutes someone wants to tell you something new about how bad things are in the world. And that can make me feel really panicky and upset. I'm sure you guys are probably the same. And sometimes it makes me feel like I might lose control of my emotions. So this strategy that we're going to do today is a simple way to gain back that feeling of control and to stop and listen to our own senses, which will be able to help us. Okay. First thing we're going to do is find somewhere comfortable to sit. So you can do this strategy anywhere. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on, but whilst we're practicing it, it's nice to be in an environment that makes you feel really relaxed and happy and that you feel comfortable in. So maybe somewhere like your sofa or in your own bedroom would be a good place. I'm in my kitchen at the moment. I'm on a nice comfy chair. The dogs are coming in and out and saying hello, but otherwise really comfortable here. The first thing that we're going to do is take one big deep breath. So breathe in and out again. And then I want us to think about 5 things that we can see around us. So just quickly, the first 5 things that you can see around you right now if you have a quick look. What are those things there for? How do they make you feel? Are they positive things? Do they remind you of anything? Do they make you think of anything? I'll show you the things that I can see now. I can see my dog. Here's Edie. I can see outside into my garden. I can see this light that I have on at the moment. I can see the bag that I usually take to school with me that reminds me of all of you. I can see this washing up that I need to do later on because I had beans on toast for lunch. So after we've had a look around and found 5 things to look for, we're going to take another deep breath. In and out again. Next, we're going to look for 4 things around us that we can reach out and touch. So when we touch things, they remind us of things as well. They can be good memories or bad memories. I want us to think about how those things make us feel and how they feel to our hands. So how could we describe those things? Are they rough, smooth, soft or hard? What do they feel like when we touch them? I'm going to show you 4 things just around me right now that I can reach out and touch. You do the same. I've got this bar of soap. It's really important to keep washing our hands at this time. This bar of soap feels really hard at the moment, but when we put it under water, it will go a lot softer. I'm thinking about that. I can feel these placemats or coasters. They're really hard. They're made out of stone. I've got this big ball of headphones. There's probably about 3 pairs of headphones in here that all need tangling up, so I need to do that later on. I can feel all the wires from the headphones. And I've got some blue tack here that I can feel. I can pull some of that off. And I can roll that up and fiddle with it, because having something to fiddle with always distracts me and makes me think about what I'm doing. So that was 4 things that we were looking for that we can touch in our hands. Once you found those 4 things, we're going to take another deep breath. And on to the next one. So for the next one, we're going to close our eyes and listen carefully. We're listening for 3 things around us that we can hear. Okay? If I listen really carefully, I can hear the sound of some birds outside. They're either having a fight or they're looking for their dinner. I can hear my fridge humming. You know the sound that fridges make when they're keeping everything cold inside. And I can hear my boiler in my kitchen because the heating has just come on. So those were 3 things that we were looking for that we can hear. What do they mean to us? Do we know what those sounds are? Do they distract us in any way? After we found those 3 things that we can hear, we're going to take another deep breath. Next, we're looking for 2 things that we can smell. So we're using all of our senses. At the moment, we're looking for 2 things that we can smell. So what do they smell like? Is it a good smell, a nice smell? Does that smell make you feel calm? Does it make you feel something else? Does it make you feel hungry? Don't know. Let's find out. I can smell this candle. And this candle is really nice because it smells to me like the sea. So even though I can't go there at the moment, I can light this candle and it reminds me of being at the seaside, which is really important at the moment. And I can smell these cinnamon buns that we baked earlier on. There were 6 of them, but we ate the rest of them. Now there's only 2. Oh no. Then we were looking for 2 things that we could smell. 2 things that we could smell. When we found those things, we take another deep breath and breathe out. And now we're on to our last sense, which is taste. We want 1 thing that we can taste. So it could be something that you drank or ate recently that you can still taste in your mouth. Or it could be something that you're imagining that then you start to get that taste in your mouth anyway. At the moment, the 1 thing that I can taste is one of those cinnamon buns because I just ate one. After we found that 1 thing, and we've thought about 1 thing that we can taste, it's time to take our last deep breath. In and out again. So this trick takes us through our 5 different senses with a stop for a breath along the way. Now, hopefully, when we've gone through all of this, we should all feel a lot calmer. The reason that we do this is it's a really good way of distracting ourselves when we feel a bit nervous or anxious or upset, or if we feel not right about something. And it can really help us to refocus our minds on what is important to keep us happy and healthy at home, especially when we feel a little bit trapped in this lockdown situation. It might also be useful to make something like a little key ring to remind you of how to do this strategy, and what order to do it in and when to take the deep breaths. So on our Brookfields Learning from Home drive, I put a template for you to make your own in the mindfulness section. You can print that out, or You could always just make your own on a piece of paper with some little squares on a piece of paper, and you could draw your own pictures and then just put a hole punch in the side, and then you could wrap it into your key ring or put it on a piece of string or something. That way you can just keep it in your pocket, and every time you need to use your senses to make yourself feel nice and calm, you could just pop it out of your pocket, have a look at the instructions on what to do and when to take your deep breaths, and then you can have a moment to calm yourself whenever you need it. Okay. So that's all for today. That's one strategy that we can use to keep ourselves nice and calm. Hopefully, over the next few weeks and days, we can come up with some more strategies, and I'll see you again soon so we can talk about something else. Stay safe, stay inside as much as you can, but most importantly, make sure you stay happy. See you soon. Bye.